World Junior Hockey Championship. Brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Safe and fun hockey. By Molson Canadian. It's a Canadian game. And by Microsoft eSolutions. Where you get your ideas is your business. Where you get solutions is ours.
It is the gold medal game at the World Junior Hockey Championship. The Czech Republic looking to defend its title. And in goal for them will be Tomas Duba. He was the backup goaltender last year, did not play a single minute, but he has been the man this year. A .944 save percentage at the other end. Canadian fans familiar with Ari Ahonen, New Jersey first-round pick in 1999, and a guy who was very tough on Canada in their semifinal game. The Czech Republic is the home team. Referee is from the USA. Russian and a Swiss on the lines. Czechs in white, Finns in blue, and we are set to go. And it will be a very interesting contrast this game. You know the style the Czechs will try to play. A very trapping, conservative style. The Finns don't play that way quite as often. And we'll see if they can defeat it. Mantila for the Finns, slides it up ahead. Rita darting down the right-hand side. Ruutu's with him. Snaps it in wide of the goal. Ruutu trying to catch up to it. That combination was very effective in a couple of games against Canada. Ruutu and Rita. Pillman clears it up. That's knocked down. Nidaros trying to come in over the blue line. Knocked away from him. Salmelainen. And over the blue line. Holmquist up there with him. Holmquist gloves it down. He's the Finnish captain. Trying to work the puck across in front of the net, but knocked down by Klesla. And Klesla gets it to the line, but not out. Fired. Low shot from the line by Tikkanen. Deflected up out of play.
The coach of the Czech Republic, Jaroslav Holík, was one of the all-time great Czech players. He competed at 7 World Championships. He got a gold in 1972 at the World Championships and then a silver in 72 at the Olympics. His son plays for the New Jersey Devils that we have watched for years.
And has played a big role in New Jersey's playoff success. Porkar working his man around. Finn's able to control, though. Salmelainen gets it down to Holmquist. Koivu's out there as well, number 9. Koivu with the puck now. Knocks his man to the ice. Puck skitters along. Finns with some good pressure here right off the get-go. Puck shoveled up and ahead. A long shot in from Simic. That's knocked aside. Lobata up around back of the goal. And the puck is cleared down the ice. Chuda hustling back there to pick it up. Gets it up around the boards. Plekanec was looking for it. Now this is Nosek. Irat, number 22, trying to push it towards the corner. Knocked away from him and back down the ice.
You see how aggressive the Finns are being. Their defense are pinching already. They want that first goal badly in this game.
So when you have a team that can be as defensively effective as the Czechs, you would want to get that first one. To scratch and claw for every bit of offense against them.
Kari Ylönen's team has been aggressive right from the get-go. Ylönen had lots of playing experience in Finland, Sweden, France, and even 37 games in the National Hockey League, where he played for Calgary and Edmonton.
Venäläinen moving in there, looking for it off the face-off. Number 12 for Finland, and cruising in towards the goal, and Duba will just hang on to it. Finland winning only one real gold medal at the World Junior Championship. They won it back in 1998 when the tournament was held in Helsinki. A dramatic win against Sweden in the final game. Now, they did win a gold in 1987. That was the Piestani punch-up. But they more disqualified a gold that year. Canada and the Soviet Union were both kicked out. And everybody moved up in the medal positions, and they moved up into first. Puck passed up ahead. Latin in over the blue line, squeezed out there along the boards. Mantila trying to watch him, and he will pick up the loose puck and feather it out to the neutral zone. This is Mata. Out across center, and he lifts it down deep into Czech territory. Pillman looking for it, pinching over there on the left-hand side. Number 17 for the Finns. He is wrestled to the ice. Civic gets it along the boards and down. Oh, great work. Erat steals it right in front, and that's knocked aside by Ahonen. What an effort by Martin Erat, as he overpowered his man and created a scoring chance. He's got it again, centers it in front of the net, and Ahonen will pounce on it. Civic had the chance, but Erat, the generator of both of those chances.
Martin Erat, who plays for the Saskatoon Blades, was bound and determined he was going to drive to the net. He did that after he won possession of the puck through a good hard battle. He's a Nashville draft and one of the key players on this team.
Koivu moves it up along the boards and out to the neutral zone. Chuda clearing it back in and goes out of play. In case you missed it earlier on today, Canada picking up a bronze medal at the World Junior Hockey Championship, and a pleasure to welcome to our microphones the coach of that team, Stan Butler. First of all, congrats on the bronze. Has it sunk in a little bit over the last hour?
Well, I'm glad we won a medal. I mean, I still like to be playing on the ice right now, and you know, but it's glad to come home winning your final game here. That means something.
And Canada, the only country at the World Junior Hockey Championship to medal in each of the last 3 years. Koivu shovels it up along the boards. Hämäläinen gets it out ahead, looking for a seam there with Hämäläinen. And Stan Butler, the Canadian head coach, will be sitting in with us for the next little while here in the first period. Familiar with a couple of players on the Czech team, notably Radoslav Klesla, who plays for him in Brampton, as well as Lucas Havel. Kulonen trying to come up with it along the boards, but flipped out. We are 4 minutes and 46 seconds into this gold medal game, and it is 0-0, the Czech Republic and Finland. Niskala up back of the goal. Now he backs in position to take the pass, punches one towards the net. It was knocked down, and the Czechs back out quickly in the transition. Brendel coming in, still got it, and play whistle down. Brendel had moved himself into a good scoring chance. Unfortunately, he did it illegally, and Brendel will head to the penalty box.
Well, we'll take a quick look at the Czech lineup first of all, and the man actually that we highlighted on the forwards for the Czechs is the man that was involved in that last play. Pavel Brendel is an outstanding offensive player. He had 132 goals in his first couple of years in Calgary in the Western Hockey League. And this man here that's highlighted back to the blue line, Stan Butler, knows a lot about him.
What can you tell us about Klesla, Stan?
We call him Rusty back home in Brampton. He's a very skilled player. He's very aggressive. He runs the power play well, and he's a great competitor.
Ruutu working it out for Pillman. Ruutu, Rita, and Pillman, the threesome up front for Finland. Pillman punching it down to Rita, snaps one, had a bead on the short side, and it went off the arm of Duba and up into the netting, so we get a stoppage with 1:29 to go in the power play.
When you take a look at the Finnish lineup, and it'll be no surprise who we're highlighting again in this game. Jani Rita, who Stan Butler got to know pretty well in the game that Canada lost to Finland. He was Edmonton's first-round draft pick in '99. He's got tremendous abilities to drive to the net. Great skater.
Puck comes across. Mata shooting one. Zipped that one just wide of the far corner. Kukkonen gets it down low. Hämäläinen is there lurking in the slot. So is Ruutu. Kukkonen moves in, shoots, and dropping down with a nice block there was Michael Civic. Nicely tied. Koivu upended there. Mata into the slot. Big chance and a big save by Duba. Oh, what a chance that was for Tero Mata. 48 seconds to go in the power play. Lots of pressure here from the Finns. Mata trying to get that one through on goal. Hämäläinen trying to get it in front. Koivu is there. Hämäläinen out there as well. Finland really controlling on this power play. They've had a couple of good chances. Hämäläinen looking. This is Koivu. He's got Hämäläinen in front. Kukkonen, who had moved in from the right point, and Duba was there with the save.
Well, Dubin is a very confident goaltender, and his team is confident with him in the net. Right from point-blank range, Duba, with a defenseman going down in front of him, had a good eye on that puck anyway, but he pretty much plays his angles. His concentration is excellent, and they just have big belief that this guy is the guy that's going to get them another gold medal.
Stan Blair, the head coach of Canada's bronze medal team, is with us here in this first period. Watching the Finns whip the puck around like this. Stan, in your pre-scout for both of the games against Finland, who were the guys you figured you had to be particularly wary of? Any surprises?
Well, I think number 8 on defense, we were concerned. He's a real small, active player, and then obviously Jani Rita. And the one thing about the Finns is they have a great team speed, and obviously their goalie was a key guy for us as well.
Down into the corner. Tillman looking for somebody in front. Penalized player is back on. Played just over 7 minutes in this opening period. And it is 0-0. What did you think of the Finnish power play there, though? They move it around well.
Yeah, they've got, you can tell they played 30, 35 games together. I mean, which they have, their coach told me. And they really move the puck around like a club team back home.
And contrast that with Canada's team, which has played after today, including exhibition games, 9 games?
9 games. We had a great season. We finished 6-2-1 and won a bronze medal. That was the end of our season.
Not bad for a few weeks' work, though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And we'll tell you what, Stan, you're very fortunate to be in the broadcast booth, though, still with your job, because most color commentators, they're up here because they got fired, so congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. So what you're telling me is I shouldn't stay here very long.
Could be catchy.
Offside call there in the Czech Republic.
Here's the man that we were talking about earlier, Jani Rita. As I mentioned, he was Edmonton's first draft pick. His coaches really believe that he's a real NHL-style player because he likes the aggressiveness and he can definitely carry that puck to the net. You probably remember well how he kind of split the defense and jumped right in on top of you very early in the hockey game.
Yeah, and he tied the game in game 1. He scored the tying goal on a breakaway there.
This tournament has been a breath of fresh air for Rita. He plays for Jokerit in the senior league in Finland, and he's a younger player, sees no power play time and spot duty on the third line. So he's come here, he's been able to play a lot and see special team duty, and he's really enjoyed himself.
Gives you a little idea, though, of the quality of play in the Elite League in Finland, though, because Jokerit, who are the best team in the Elite League in Finland right now, is the team that he plays for, and they obviously are a pretty talented group as well.
I would think you'll see Jani Rita in North America next year.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't in playing well.
Puck dropped across into the slot, arching towards the goal was Havel. That one's just knocked wide. Plekanec to Havel. Number 23, Havel trying to jab it loose. Rita looking for it.
I think Pillman's lucky, though, that he didn't score a goal in his own net because he knocked that puck down right out of mid-air, and it could have well have gone in the net behind Ahonen.
It always hurts team morale there when you score on yourself early in the gold medal game. That rush stopped at the line, and Tikkanen snaps it up ahead. You see Rita doing what he loves to do, just squeeze in between the defensemen at the blue line. He got caught that time offside. Let's look at Lucas Havel, who plays for Stan with Brampton. What can you tell us about this guy? A little small.
Yeah, Lucas is a small kid with a big heart, but he's really, really skilled, and you know, his game's to score goals, and if he gets around the net, there's a good chance the puck will go in.
5'7", 176 pounds, but as you said, a big heart.
Samalainen moves it out. Kukkonen whacking away at it, not able to control it, though. Babatic comes in. And he gets in there deep, looking for a little bit of help. Civic running some interference for him, and then he heads out to the front of the net as the battle continues in the boards. Here comes Samalainen. Hämäläinen up to his right, Koivu to his left as they come in. And that puck tipped up over the glass and into the netting. Stan, thanks again for stopping by. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Greener.
Thanks again, Stan, and you're back to Brampton. Good luck this season.
Yeah.
And into the playoffs. When's your next game?
We got a game Sunday, and I told Rafi and Jay we all got to be there, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully we'll get these two guys back too, and we'll get her going.
You're kidding me. You're going to coach Sunday?
Hey, That's who pays the bills of my house, Mr. Abbott, so I got to get there to coach. Yeah.
Well, all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Puck cleared out, and it will roll down into Czech territory. Chuda back after it. And now stolen in front. Mustonen shooting. Scramble in front, and Duba scissors the legs together, and he will hold on.
Well, Duba's doing what he is supposed to do right now, but the Finns continue to put some pressure on the Czechs. Again, they're looking for that first goal. You see how Duba went down, did the splits, and was able at the same time to cover up on the very few inches of rebound that he gave. He just closed the legs.
And then a quick shot off the face-off that Duba will cover up.
And you see Duba very quickly once again just reached out to grab hold of that puck. He's a very confident goaltender. What they like about him is he really communicates well with his teammates. He's a very vocal goaltender.
And I must say, so far, in stark contrast to the gold medal game 1 year ago, this one is not like watching paint dry.
No, but it has a lot to do with the Finns, though. They continue to skate the way that they've been skating. They are forcing the Czech team to really back up. The best way to beat a trap ball is skate right through it.
Blatney powering his way there towards the corner.
The other thing you see the Finns do well is they like to use those short passes, and all of a sudden they'll open up for a long one.
Here's Ruutu. Dishes off. Koeman. Back for Rita. Rita with a nice move. Tried to center it in front. Ruutu was there. He was being watched very, very closely, however, by Klesla. Puck drop back. Brendel. Brendel backing around behind the goal. He's got the puck now, trying to get it out in front. Nice move by Brendel. Still chopping away at it. Got it right in front of the net. Brendel almost willing that puck to the front of the goal, and he got it there, but then it was covered up by Ahonen.
I give Pavel Brendel an awful lot of credit. I mean, first of all, the style of play that he's accustomed to playing is a very offensive-minded type of game. I mean, that's his skill level. But at the same time, when he came over here, they went into a very defensive, trap-minded team, and yet he became a very disciplined player within that system.
Hämäläinen, played up to Hämäläinen. Here's Gerrard. An icing call on the Czech Republic. We played 11:55 of this opening period. It is 0-0.
This is actually Pavel Brendel's first World Championships, because he wasn't invited to the '99 Worlds, and so he was very upset with that. So then when they invited him last year, he said, no, thank you. So this is his first World Championship, and he's a 19-year-old.
And his last. Puck rolled up ahead. Hämäläinen trying to get loose. Puck knocked down. Fired there by Hämäläinen, but didn't make it on. Gerrard puts the shoulder down. Bravada after it. He was upended. Gerrard still after that puck. Gets it around. And a penalty coming up. It'll be a hooking call. And the Czech Republic will get its first opportunity of the game on the power play.
Well, for all the hard work that the Finnish team has done attacking aggressively, forechecking-wise, all of a sudden, this puts them in a little bit of trouble. Taking that penalty will give the Czechs now an opportunity with a face-off, not deep in the Finnish end, but inside the blue. But they're good puck handlers, and now's the time for them to be able to show their offensive capabilities, and that's exactly the way that Jaroslav Holík likes his teams to play.
Brendel works it back to the blue line. Over to Blatney. Back to the top of the point. Puck rattling around there on Klesla. He had to struggle to keep it in, and the puck now cleared out. This is Klesla deep in his own zone. Blatney gets it in, and offside called in the Czech Republic. 1:26 still to go in the power play for the Czechs.
Another one of the Canadian Hockey League players, Zdeněk Blatný, who is tied for 4th in scoring in this tournament with 5 goals and 2 assists, and he scored some key ones, like in the last one. He was drafted by the Atlanta Thrashers. Very smooth, skillful player, as you will see today.
Go! 13 minutes and 15 seconds of the opening period, 0-0. Czech Republic and Finland. Scores! Klesla! Now, I'm not sure whether that was tipped. Klesla let it go from just inside the blue line.
Well, when it came back to the point, right there, Klesla just let go with it. I don't think it was deflected. Take a look at it from this angle, and I think, oh, well, from that angle, it did look as though it may have changed directions. It was tough to tell. From one angle, it didn't look as though it did, and from another, it became questionable. But a good shot, nevertheless, by Klesla. You're going to shoot from the point. That's exactly, especially when you're in the middle of the rink. You just put it low and hard, and good things might happen.
Well, they give the goal officially to Klesla. It comes at 13-19. Kulkinen firing it up around the boards. Niskala after it for Finland. Civic gets it loose back to the net. Irat plays it around. So Klesla gets the goal, with Sternal and Brendo picking up assists.
And that no doubt will stay that way, because at this tournament, as in others, once it is recorded and announced, it very seldom has ever been changed.
Wasn't there a phantom Zigomanis goal early in the tournament that never changed?
And no, it stayed that way.
Even though it was Rafi Torres who scored it.
I think we can go back to last year, perhaps, Paul. To Canada's final game in the shootout.
Puck bouncing in. Kunik couldn't come up with it. Here's Tuda. Samolainen. Mantila gets it up ahead. Amavara clears it in. Lekanek, long rising shot. Ahonen grabs it, and he will hold on.
Well, we'll take you back one more time and watch that goal and let you be the judge. Just a nice little drop pass, Klesla. Well, to me, right there, as we back it up,
I think
there,
that
folks,
grazed his leg.
I do too. I think Ahonen had the angle, and then it changed direction.
That was Nidaros, whose shin guard it appeared to hit. Puck rolling out in front. Backhand shot by Brendel. Brendel after it along the boards. Mata playing it up ahead. Rita couldn't quite wheel the pass in, and it's an icing call on Finland.
Well, the man that we talked to Stan Butler, his coach in Brampton, about. He stands at 6'3", 200 pounds. He was Columbus's first draft pick last summer, and he actually started the year with Columbus, 4th overall in the draft.
And give credit to Doug McLean and the rest of the Columbus organization, seeing fit to send a guy back to junior where he can continue to develop rather than rushing him along in the NHL. Kukkinen plays it up. Babada clears it up around the boards and out. Civic bursting after it. Number 25 for the Czechs clears it up towards the corner. And played right back out. Nosek back to pick it up. Finns on a change.
Michael Civic's a big man out there when he goes down the boards. And this is his 3rd year at the World Junior Championship.
Three minutes and 45 seconds to play in this opening period. A large Canadian Hockey League contingent on this Czech team. Civic is back playing in Prague right now, but he did spend a year playing over in the CHL. Rita coming in over the line. He was upended. Mantila clearing it up. Tillman was stood up there at the blue line, and the Czechs will start it back. Moskow getting to center and lofting it down deep into Finnish territory. Here comes Samalena. Gets it up ahead. Mantila couldn't catch up with the puck there at the blue line. Here's Klesla with it. Klesla there to cover up for his teammate. Clears it up. Knocked down by Koivu. He goes to the front for the return feed, and it went off his stick. Back the other way come the Czechs. Fitzik dropping it back. Brendel was all set to unload, but it was pulled away from him, and here comes Koivu. Hämäläinen and Samalenen with him. Koivu wristing one right on goal, and that's grabbed and held by Thomas Duba.
The Czechs are playing a little bit more aggressively, and maybe some of it's because of the fact that they've got so many players on their team that have played and are playing in the Canadian Hockey League.
Havel and Klesla both in the Ontario Hockey League with Brampton, coached by Canadian head coach Stan Butler, and one other player who I mentioned a moment ago, Michael Civic. You don't see him on that list, but he did play a year over in North America before returning to Prague.
He actually played at PA, and then this year was at Washington's camp.
Puck rolled across in front there. Babata couldn't catch up to it.
The Esso Medals and Certificates of Achievement program rewards youngsters across Canada with most dedicated, most sportsmanlike, and most improved player medals, and reinforces team commitment with Certificates of Achievement for each member. Esso, premier sponsor of the CHA.
Welcome back to the gold medal game at the 2001 World Junior Hockey Championship. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first period. I'm Paul Romanuk along with Gary Green. It is 1-0. The Czech Republic leading. Radislav Klesla has the goal.
The Czechs have been playing with a rather short bench throughout the course of this tournament, and especially as of late. They've been going with 3 lines instead of what most teams go with is their 4 lines, even working their extra player in, as Dan Butler did today with Zigomanis scoring a goal.
There is no doubting, though, Gary, that right now the Czech Republic is the world power in international hockey, defending a World Junior Championship title, a World Championship. They won at the Olympics.
It's impressive the depth that they've had, Paul, when you consider that they won the gold last year with only 2 returning players, and this year they've only got 3 returning players from last year, and here they are fighting for the gold again.
Moskow up after it. He was tied up. Tikkanen tried to play it up cross ice and intercepted. Even more impressive still when you consider that less than a decade ago, the sporting system in the country, among other things, was torn apart in the Velvet Revolution when Czechoslovakia separated into Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Koivu trying to get a backhand shot away. Koivu pulled down, and Finland will go on the power play with 50 seconds remaining in this opening period.
Usternov, the big Czech defenseman who's 6'5", 230 pounds, ends up taking a penalty right here for mauling Mikko Koivu. Usternov plays for Plymouth Whalers in the Ontario Hockey League. This Czech team, Paul, has 17 19-year-olds, one of which is going to turn 20 in a couple of days. 4 of their 19-year-olds will turn 20 this month.
Here's Koivu. 40 seconds to go in the period. Finns in the power play. Koivu trying to slide it up there for Samalenen. Now it gets to him. Samalenen moves it quickly around back of the net. Kukkonen coming out. Sharp angle. Wasn't going to do anything from there. Comes up around. Samalenen. Kukkonen with it. And Puck comes outside the line. 15 seconds to go in the period. Koivu gains the line. Tried to push it up ahead there to Jani Rita. And Finland will have a power play to start things off in the second period, trailing the Czech Republic 1-0.
Well, the Finns were as we expected. They came out aggressively, were trying to get their good forechecking game going, but they tried to score that first goal. And they tried desperately, but unfortunately they end up taking a penalty, and a power play goal by the Czechs has put them in a comfort zone.
So the first intermission coming up. It is 1-0. It was the Czech Republic taking advantage of its best chance despite being turned back by some solid goaltending by Ahonen. That power play marker from Ryan Klesla getting through.
Shoulder room, leg room, hip room, and plenty of headroom. The pleasure's back with the Chevrolet Impala.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Well, this is it, Bill. The final stone for Al Gilchrist. He's 2 down in the 10.
Hello.
Packer, line 3. I'll tell
Eddie.
you, he needs to put this one right on the button. Nice body extension. Good weight. There's the hit. And there's the roll. Now that, folks, that is a great shot. He rolled the center line brilliantly.
Bolt the door if you're coming in.
Rolling Stone magazine raves Sean Connery gives the performance of a lifetime in the year's most extraordinary film, Finding Forrester. Now playing in select cities, starts January 12th everywhere.
Remember Jared from Subway? He's inspired a lot of people.
He's looking good. He leads the rest to 7 sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less.
Subway, eat fresh. The taste that goes down easy. Coors Light, call it the Rockies.
Man, people can't even dribble on the glove. Now they talking about trying to dunk on me? They crazy. Looky here. I got an afro now, but I'm gonna have a super afro now. Look at this right here. Come on down with it now. Yeah, baby artist Gilmore. These all good. Give my pick, baby. You understand me? Huh. What? Who can do this? Oh, my goodness.
At the intermission, brought to you by the Pentium 3 processor. Visit us today at intel.ca.
Welcome back to our TSN Hockey Control Center. I'm Gord Miller. If you missed it earlier today, very earlier today, it was Canada against Sweden in the bronze medal game in the early hours here in Canada, and the Canadians on the ice trying to win a bronze medal for the second year in a row. Trouble for the Canadians, though. Martin Samuelsson, the Boston first-rounder, scores to make it 1-0. And the Canadians had all kinds of chances. Danny Heatley couldn't cash. Brandon Reed can't score on a great rush. But finally, the Canadians do get a goal. It comes from Mike Zigomanis, who scores his second of the tournament on a tap-in at the side of the net. That evens the game up at 1. The Swedes applied a lot of pressure after that, but Maxime Ouellette comes up with the stop. Big save here on Matthias Manson. The game goes to overtime, tied at 1, and 37 seconds in, Jason Spezza wins the draw to Rafi Torres, who zings it home for the overtime winner, and Canada takes bronze at the World Junior Hockey Championship. As Paul Romanek mentioned earlier, Canada has now won medals in 3 straight World Juniors, the last 3 World Juniors, the only nation that can make that claim in the last 3. Sweden, meantime, has not won a medal of any kind since the 1996 World Junior. Well, our worst nightmare has come to life. No, we don't have to spend 8 more hours in here. It's the fact that the Czechs took the lead, and we talked about it last year. We'll talk about it again. This is a team that sits on a lead better than anybody.
Having said that, the first period was far more entertaining than I expected, and far more entertaining than it was a year ago when the Czechs and Russians basically played dump and wait hockey, not dump and chase. I'm seeing the Czechs trying to generate a little more off the rush. Even after they scored the goal in the first period, I expected the Czechs to do exactly what they did a year ago, and that is shut it down as tight as you can. But the Czechs still continued to attack, albeit with a little conservative element to their game. It will be interesting, though, to see at what point in this hockey game, and it may be now, when Coach Jaroslav Holík gets his team in the dressing room, that they come back out, chip the puck into the Finnish end, and then simply wait outside the Finnish blue line and try to get the Finns to skate into the trap.
But we should point out that Jani Rita, who might just be the best player in this tournament, has been dangerous every time he's been on the ice. The Finns have a chance to score. Back with more coverage of the 2001 World Junior Hockey Championship on TSN right after this.
The Old South gave us one breakfast tradition we savor to this day. An old family tradition that calls for hand-picking only the best-tasting juice oranges available anywhere. A tradition steeped in the rich, smooth, pure, freshly squeezed taste of Old South frozen concentrated orange juice. A unique taste handed down from generation to generation. A tradition we can all enjoy every morning, every day. Old South orange juice, a tradition you can trust.
Remember Jared from Subway? He's inspired a lot of people.
He's looking good. He'll show you the way. His name is Jared, and he'll lead you to Subway. That's where it goes, along with the rest. For 7 sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less.
What an inspiration. Subway. Eat fresh.
Sometimes you look me so hardly. You make me feel like a strong man. But now you're looking me over. 'Cause I'm a man and you know how to walk.
Look with moderation. Tissot, hypnotic suggestion.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Batteries.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries, they blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with Rayovac. They last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
How about a little one-on-one?
Rayovac lasts as long as standard Duracell and Energizer for less.
I challenge you to a little one-on-one. Try Rayovac. If you don't think they're as good as the other guys, you get your money back. You can't lose. I like that.
This is how you exterminate a bat!
Batman, this is Karen Boyd from OnStar. I got a signal your airbag went off. Should I send for an ambulance?
Everything's fine. Send a police report in Maine.
I'll contact them right away.
You'll never learn.
OnStar, how can I help you, Batman?
For the latest on Team Canada and the World Junior Hockey Championship, check out the official website of Canadian Hockey. It's canadianhockey.ca. You can check out Stan Butler's diary. And if you'd like to send Team Canada a message based on their performance, you can do that on this site. Well, we talked about the style of play that we saw in the opening period and what we might see ahead. For more on that, back to Moscow with Paul Romanek and Gary Green.
Hey, thanks, Gord. I'd give both teams credit. I thought it would be a much more defensively constricting style of game. It really wasn't that.
Tell you though, the Finns set the tone, Paul. And one way to break the trap, folks, is to skate. Use your feet and get them going. And it's very difficult then when you're trapping. Unless you're moving at the same pace as the Finns are, then you're going to end up finding yourself flat-footed. And the Finns really came out and skated and forechecked well. When you've got guys like Rita out there, Koivu, Hämäläinen, and Mantala coming up from the point, who really moves the puck up and likes to jump up in the play, then it makes it much more difficult if you're the Czechs to lay back and trap.
Finland will have a power play to start things off in the second period. Gord?
All right, thanks very much, Paul. If you're just joining us, it is the Czechs up 1-0 as the Czech Republic tries to win the World Junior for the second year in a row.
There's more to crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
It's time you tried McCain Tasty Taters. Baked so they're crispy and golden brown on the outside to capture all that tender potato flavor inside.
Crispy bite-sized taters that lock in all the flavor.
Mealtime, snack time, anytime. McCain Tasty Taters now come in 5 crispy bite-sized flavors.
Try your favorite flavor in our bite-sized taters.
McCain Tasty Taters. Crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
It's as digital as documents get. Digital copiers, network printers, color imaging. Kyocera is where documents are going.
A Kyocera Document Solutions company.
Premier Magazine calls Snatch the coolest movie of the year. Meet the Gambling Man. The Con Man. What? The Hard Man.
Hey, shut up and sit down, you big bald whoops.
The Hitman.
Bonjour.
On January 19th, who will be the last man standing? Snatch.
It's a terrible parcel to the Periwinkle Blueberries.
You what? Opens everywhere January 19th.
We'd love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know value is about more than just great prices. It's also about great food and having a great time. Hey, anything for a smile.
Now there's even more McValue with our McChicken. A delicious sandwich with lettuce and mayo, made hot, fresh, right to order. And now McChicken is just $1.49 plus tax, and that's every single day.
We love to see you smile.
McChicken, just $1.49 every day.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
There are differing opinions on what exactly it means to be Canadian. But the classic definition is as follows. To be Canadian, you must be clean, cold, and crisp.
The first period summary is brought to you by Gatorade. Is it in you? Rostislav Klesla of the Brampton Battalion scores in the power play, the only goal thus far. The Finns and the Czechs very even through one period of play, and now for the second, back to Moscow with Paul and Gary.
Hey, Finland right in this one, buddy, and they'll have a chance in the power play in a moment.
Nike Skills Development Camps encourage minor hockey players to improve their fundamental skills of the game. Program coaching manuals provide easy, progressive techniques to teach our next generation of great players. Nike, premier sponsor of the CHA.
Second period just underway, and it is a finished power play for the first minute. Pass up ahead. And Rita motors in, uses that speed of his. He almost got to the outside. Ruutu along the wall, working it back towards the blue line. Mantila. Ruutu waiting for it along the boards. Pillman was up there too, but Irat picks it up and clears it down the ice with 39 seconds to go in the advantage for the Finns. Tikkanen clearing it up ahead. Kukkonen swings to the neutral zone and lofts the puck towards the goal. To go on the power play for Finland. Kukkonen being pressured back in his own end. Lassi Kukkonen playing it up ahead to Koivu. Gets to the line, shoots it in deep. Hämäläinen after it, couldn't get there. Now he bats it down, team's back at even strength. Hämäläinen to Samalainen. Works it out. Koivu was breaking to the net. He's still there in front, but the puck just eluding him on those occasions. And Civic gets it along the boards and down the ice. An icing call on the Czech Republic early in this second period. The Czechs leading 1-0. The goal scorer, Ryan Klesla.
Well,
Pardon me, Radislav Klesla. Sorry about that.
The coaching staff of the Czech Republic team think that Klesla has been one of the best defensemen. They said if he hasn't been the best, he's been one of the best two defensemen in this whole tournament.
Ryan Klesla, I'm not sure where that came from in the hockey memory banks.
I thought you were going to call him. I thought you were going to call him Rusty.
Maybe Ryan Klesko. Scrambled up with the baseball. I don't know.
Hey! Stop!
Plekanec motoring up towards the corner. Moskal up there with him. He comes in to help out. Moskal and Havel. This is Moskal in back of the goal. And he is stripped of the puck. Swooping in there as Palkinen gets it up around the boards. Kuhlinen and over the line. Shoots. Low shot. Had a bead on the glove side, but it was picked off by Duba. Lahtinen clears it in, and it's grabbed and held by the Czech goaltender. Let's take a look between the boards here in the second period. Brought to you by Molson Canadian. It's a Canadian game. Only goal of the game scored by the Czechs on the power play. Not a hard-hitting affair going by our between the boards numbers.
Remember, both of these teams were pretty even in every department in that first period.
Puck pushed into the corner off the faceoff. Seinäjoki after it. Venäläinen, number 12, in back of the net. Klesla jars him around. Malmivera back to pick it up. There's Venäläinen along the boards trying to start back out. Cleared back in by Hustono. Scores! Well, that might be the most impressive celebration I've seen in this tournament. Vaclav Nidarost.
Well, he definitely has a big smile on his face, and for good reason. Watch this. That puck was bouncing like crazy, and then unfortunately, one of the key defensemen for Finland, Mantila, ended up trying to glove it. And it didn't work. It ended up then right there for Nidarost, and what a display. I mean, he would have given Tiger Williams, I think, a pretty good run for his money as far as a goal celebration. That's emotion. That's spirit.
That was impressive. He wound it up in one end and ended up sliding into home. Back down at the other end. It is 2-0 for the Czech Republic.
Well, that may have been a home run, though, for him, because you can get a 2-goal lead here for the Czechs, and they can be in the mood to celebrate because they're great defensively. Safe at home, no question, but Duba was probably wondering, what is he doing, sliding head first in there?
Step ahead, coming in off the wing is Irat. Shoots right on. Ahonen stopping that. Irat following it up, trying to get it out in front. Puck bouncing around, a swing and a miss there by Vabata. And it's finally cleared out. Vitesse clearing it up. Ahonen out there. Irat coming up after it. Centers it in front of the net. That's poked away. It's been an impressive game so far from Martin Irat, number 22. Plays for Saskatoon in the Western Hockey League.
I'll tell you, the Czechs have really surprised everyone, even with this 2-goal lead. I mean, they've got 2-3 guys down in there deep, and their defensemen are pinching. They've fooled everyone here at this tournament.
A 2-on-1 for Finland. Rita, Ruutu, shooting! Knocked down by Duba. Ruda gets it through in front. Rita was upended. And a penalty coming up. You could not have handpicked two Finnish players that you would rather have had on a 2-on-1 breakaway, Rita and Ruutu.
And they work so well together, too. Rita's got his head up. You know who he's looking for. But then Duba, he just stood his ground, and he made it all look pretty easy. He just let the puck hit him. The rebound came out. But for Rita and Ruutu, that was a great scoring opportunity, and you won't get a lot of odd-man rushes against this Czech team. But again, I'm shocked at how the Czechs are playing, Paul. I don't think there's a NHL scout or a hockey critic in this building that thought that the Czechs could play this aggressively.
It's paid off for them. They are leading 2-0. The puck and a glove thrown there. Also a stick on the ice, and back to retrieve all of them is Radim Vrbata. Here comes Koivu. Steps in over the line. Finland on the power play. Koivu rings it up around the boards. Kukkonen moving up after it. Number 5 to Salmelainen. Throws it across to the open point. Niskala gets there. And then mishandled it.
I'm not quite sure what that move was by Niskala. It almost looked like he was going to drop the pass, but there was nobody there.
Vrbata steps in over the line. Trying to squeeze by Koivu there. Having to contend with Niskala along the boards. 1:07 to go on the power play for Finland. Czech Republic leading this gold medal game 2-0. Salmelainen gets to the top of the slot for Koivu. In front for Hämäläinen. Mantila swing and a miss. Oh, he had a great chance right there.
Mantila's having a rough game. He is such a key to this hockey club, but he hasn't performed well in it so far.
40 seconds to go on the power play for Finland. Mantila clears it in, and Duba will hang on to it with 36 seconds to go in the advantage.
Well, this Finnish team have got to find a way to put one right now by the Czech Republic. Mikko Koivu, who is expected to be one of the top drafts this year. He's 6'2", 176 pounds, and he's going to get bigger.
A very quick release, and was coached by his father in Turku. The Koivu family, legendary in Turku hockey circles.
NHL scouts take a look at a player and they'll say that this guy, certain guys aren't going to get an awful lot much, or not much bigger than they are right now. But most of them think that he's going to fill out. Probably will not get any taller, but he's going to start to fill out. And if he ends up being at 6'2", 190 pounds with his skill level, he'd be an effective National Hockey League.
Yeah, Sacco, of course, who plays in the NHL. Mikko, who will, and also their father, a coach of some note, Jukka. Ruutu trying to move it back, and the puck comes all the way out. Here's Kukkonen, and he'll clear it back in. And play whistle down. That's not right.
What that is a plexiglass that goes across the signage on the boards, and we've seen them have difficulty getting that.
Yeah, look at all that signage there. It's covering up.
Getting that plexiglass put on in between games at times, but they don't need it on there just to protect the signage, and so the official is going to just escort that plexiglass right off the ice.
It's a better look there with the panels. In North America, for the most part, if you're not familiar with that aspect of arena management, the advertisements are usually just on big stickers that they put on and can be easily removed, so you don't have to put a plexiglass sheet on top to protect it. This is Klesla. Pasterno gets it up for Blatney. And Blatney coming out. Tucks it up ahead through the seam as Brendel swings wide, shoots. Oh, he didn't miss the top corner by much.
He knew exactly where he wanted to put it. You and I could see that dead on from our angle. He wanted to go top corner, glove side, and he didn't miss by much. He's got a great shot.
He beat Ahonen and then missed the top corner. Pillman coming in, looking, snapped that one well wide. That was Cinema who he had going for the front of the net. Kukkonen for Finland. Long pass up ahead. Keelan looking for it. Comes to Poshkar. Kukkonen right up the middle. Pillman battling in. Will he get a shot? Just a weak one. And Poshkar clears it away. Hustling after it. Ira in over the line. Cuts across. Shooting. Just fired it wide. He cut across trying to use the screen. And missed in the glove side.
Civic really picked it up, though, and skated right to the net and kind of set up a screen at the same time as well as taking a Finnish player with him.
And the puck cleared out by Huutonen. Shuda clears it across. Pass up ahead at the line. There were two Czech players in behind the Finnish defense just outside the blue line, but they went offside.
Well, let's take you back and show you Pavel Brendel's opportunity right from his own end. He ends up getting the pass in the neutral zone. Now watch right here, folks. He's got his head up and he was going right for that top corner glove side. Missed it by a bit, but he saw how much room he had. And he's got a good quick shot.
If you drew a straight line from the top corner he was shooting for to where Gary and I are sitting, our location, puck fired there, Ahonen grabs it. It's almost a perfect view, and you could see just how close he came on that shot. The replay didn't do it justice.
Ahonen ended up just gloving that loose puck and getting a stoppage in play. Fair number of Finnish fans here waving their flags, as well as there are a number of Czech Republic fans. It's not all that far from here to Helsinki.
Niederos back at the blue line, trying to move it in. Although I must say, again, disappointingly, at a World Junior Hockey Championship that for the most part was a well-kept secret amongst the local populace.
Well, I think a lot of it, Paul, is that they just can't afford as well to pay for hockey games anymore. That's what's hurt their elite league here in Russia. Even at the least expensive hockey ticket during the World Junior Championships, one of the games was like 50 cents Canadian, but nevertheless, that's money that a lot of Russians don't have.
Mantila trying to fire it on goal.
Not because they don't love the game. I think it's just they have to have their priorities where their money is spent. A little pushing and shoving going on by Mika Koivu for the Finnish team. Koivu trying to get his team a little riled up here.
The only country, Gary, that I can think of where the tournament was as big as it is in Canada was in Finland, in Helsinki in 1998. Finland won that year, fortunately for them, in front of the home crowd. But they set an attendance record for the World Junior Hockey Championship that was broken the following year in Winnipeg, as it turned out.
We've got a penalty coming up in the play here, and
it's a high sticking call right off the draw.
Yeah, he was a little confused as to why the referee was going right over to the Finnish bench to explain the penalty, but that's because the player was already on the bench.
He was checking. He was checking to see if the player was cut.
Okay, that's what it was.
He came over to see if he was cut, and when he wasn't, he just signaled that it was a 2-minute penalty. Here's Tikkanen. In over the line, Ruutu squeezing his way towards the corner. And the puck cleared down the ice. Finland with its 4th power play chance of the game. They are 0 for 3. The Czechs are 1 for 1 on the power play and lead 2-0. Rita coming up after it. Back out for Tikkanen. Up for Rita. Samalainen up there knocked his man down, and the puck underneath Radoslav Klesla.
Well, this man has the abilities to break things open here for this Finnish team. He hasn't had the same type of opportunities that we have grown accustomed to seeing him get in the game so far in this tournament. And it's oftentimes early in a hockey game where we've seen Jani Rita just use that explosive speed of his and break through. He needs to do that here on this opportunity.
Hamalainen along the boards. Fired just wide by Kukkonen. That was a heavy shot. And the puck cleared up over the glass and out of play. 1 minute left in the power play. Be sure to check out the Canadian Hockey website at canadianhockey.ca. 2001 World Junior Stats and Info. Stan Butler's Daily Diary. The final installment coming up as Stan watches this game. And no doubt wonders what if, as any coach in his position would. Puck fired through there by Mata. Rebound just rolls wide. Koivu picks it up. Back out for Mata with a wrist shot. That's knocked down. Look at the traffic there down in front of Duba. 3 Finnish players were within a stick's length of the crease. Koivu. Mata with a shot. Hit his own player there. Koivu with it. 27 seconds left in the power play, sensing some Finnish desperation on this power play, knowing they have to get on the board against this tough Czech team. Hamalainen works it back. Kukkonen shoots. That stopped it. Hit the Czech player, I believe. And that is...
Right in the back of the neck.
Yeah, the back of the neck. That's unusual. That is Jan Vitisk.
Vitis went down, and he knew that that puck was coming right away, but he was off balance, and he lost his glove, his stick. He's a little shaken up. You can see that he's in quite a bit of pain here anyway, and you would if you took a shot in the back of the neck.
Well,
but it didn't appear initially to be there. It almost appeared to be down lower in the back.
Although you have very little, if any, padding back there.
And a good hard shot like that too would tend to almost knock the wind out of you.
And over the line now, Huuhtanen up to the corner. Teams back at even strength, so Finland is 0 for 4 on the power play. Tikkanen trying to bounce it out.
I'm pretty impressed, Paul, by the way that Harry Jalonen, the Finnish coach, uses his whole bench here, because I was certain that we'd see a lot more of Rita and Ruutu on this opportunity.
Maybe in the third period, they'll shorten it. And a penalty coming up. It's going to be an interference call. And this one will go against Finland. Jukka-Pekka Huuhtanen heading to the box.
But even during the power play attempt, is that Mikko Koivu's line was out there for the good portion of it. Huuhtanen in the penalty box for the Finns, and the Czechs given the opportunity here to move the puck around as well as they can. Look out.
They clicked on their first and only power play chance of the game. Up back of the net, Niederost looking for it. Niederost, he of the dramatic goal celebration on the Czech second goal.
What a perfect shot.
Puck bouncing around, it's in front, trying to flick it there with Niederost, and it's cleared out.
Klesla just let go again with a good hard drive right from the middle of the ice. Moves himself into the blue line.
Niederost going after it. Trying to tee up Klesla back there at the blue line. Klesla fired that one and cut the glass.
Well, that's the last time I'm complimenting him on his good hard low drive from the point. But he has. He's scored a goal through that good hard low shot. Whether or not he got it or Niederost, we're still not certain. But Klesla has shown the abilities to let go with that good hard drive right from the middle of the ice at the blue line.
Well, you got to mix them up. If you put every shot hard and low right on the net, so you put a couple into the glass.
I don't think that's where he intended to put it, because forwards don't exactly like the head-hunting type of shot from the point.
And the face-off's going to be moved back outside the blue line. It was knocked ahead with a high stick or a glove. Radim Vrbata, one of a number of Canadian Hockey League players on this Czech team. He plays for Shawinigan in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Puck fired in there by Sainama. Here comes Civic. 20 seconds left in the power play for the Czech Republic. Civic along the boards. Waiting, working it down low, takes the return feed. And that will about do it for the Czech power play. Team's back at even strength. Coming up in the 14-minute mark of the second period, it is 2-0 in this gold medal game, the Czech Republic leading. Moskow bouncing it off the boards, gets it in deep. Lucas Havel coming up to help out, but play whistle down. That was an icing call on the Czechs.
I really like Michael Civic. We saw him last year. He's one of 3 returning players on this Czech Republic team. This is his 3rd year in the World Junior Championship. But at 6'3", 211 pounds, he's a good skater, and he's got such big size. The Washington Capitals drafted him in the 2nd round in '99. He was there to start, well, at least he was there during training camp. They liked him, and instead of going back to junior hockey, they then decided that he was going to go back to Sparta Praha in the Elite League, where they knew he would play a lot.
Puck fired there, the leg. It was Rita trying to unload right off the face-off. Putinen plays it back into Czech Republic territory. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play in this second period. And it's an icing call on the Czechs. 6:30 Eastern Time is the time to join us today for Sports Desk with your host Jim Van Horn. 3:30 Pacific Time. Highlights of Canada's bronze medal effort earlier today, and a complete recap of the tournament. Kulkinen skating back to pick it up. Lahtinen up along the boards. And it just rolls past Niskala there. He gets into a bit of difficulty. Blatny coming in, slams on the brakes, and blew a wheel. Kulkinen was right with him, too. Here's Lahtinen. Just drops it back to Niskala, and he will start off with it. And now the Czechs really backtracking.
They cut down that pass so well, but again, they have got the abilities, the Finns do, of breaking that trap through their great speed.
Osterl clears it up ahead. Civic breaking through, fired that one wide. Koivu picks it up. And Koivu getting it up to Hämäläinen. He was given a bump. Civic clears it back in. Hämäläinen takes the return feed and starts out. Puts it across. Malmavera up along the boards, knocked in by Koivu. Hämäläinen's wide open. Koivu leaves it there. Mantila waits. Puck shot. Big scramble in front. The Finns were all over. They had the goal surrounded, and it seemed as though no one was anxious to take a shot.
Well, that was the problem when the Finns had such good possession of it in the Czech zone. Watch how this play develops, folks. Now you've got a 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1 occurring, and it took forever for them to get a shot away. Hämäläinen, who is one of the most grittier players on this team, a guy with a big heart, he just couldn't get that drive off quick enough.
by Havel down the ice. No icing. Mata back after it. He turns the puck over. It's knocked out in front, but picked up by Rita, who will start back. Snaking his way through the neutral zone. Rita fires one, and that is tipped by Nosek up over the glass and into the netting.
Kari Ylonen, too, has got his team kind of changing it up a bit. They're trying to carry the puck in when the Czechs set up the trap at the blue line. Then they are still attempting to use their speed, their stick handling abilities, and beat a guy one-on-one in order to keep possession of it in the offensive zone. Other times, they're not afraid to dump and chase.
A very skilled and talented hockey team.
I know Stan Butler and his coaching staff felt that the Finns were just a very good technical team. They did a lot of things right out there in all three zones, and that's pretty key. If you're going to try to win this tournament, you've got to have discipline in all three zones.
Well, the Finns have always played Canada tough. A lot of close games over the years, but this year the Finns finally getting the better of their Canadian counterparts, tying them in the round robin and then defeating them in the semifinal.
Well, I give the Finnish team an awful lot of credit, though. And when you look at what their federation has done, is that, I talked about this earlier in the tournament, is that about 5-6 years ago, they felt that they had good skill level, but they didn't feel that they could compete against the Canadians when it came to the intensity, the emotion, the aggressiveness, and they worked hard on that. They brought in sports psychologists. They did an awful lot of training and team building on trying to create that extra emotion and intensity, and they've done a good job with that. They're not fragile anymore. They're aggressive.
Elena with a shot this wide, although Stan Butler pointed it out, and it's a very valid point. In the post-game news conference after Canada lost to Finland, one of the journalists asked about the Finnish team, and their coach, Kari Ylonen, was saying, well, it was our 29th game together as a team, and I think we played one of our best games. And then somebody asked Stan Butler how many games the Canadian team had played together, and he replied, at that time, 8.
You don't see us putting up a big chart here with the Finnish team with the number of kids playing Canadian junior hockey.
Puck comes back out. Niskala moves it across. Snapped on goal there by Mata. And again, Duba bending but not breaking. Finland pressuring but not able to get that kill shot to pick up the goal.
But it's tough to beat Duba because he just, first of all, is able to see most of the pucks, and if he isn't, he really puts himself, squares himself up to the shooter, where if he doesn't see it, it ends up hitting him. He was the backup goaltender last year on the gold medal winning team.
Did not play a minute last year.
Jednik Schmid was the goaltender last year for the Czech Republic.
And the puck will roll down. An icing call against Finland. 1 minute and 33 seconds to play in the second period.
This man hasn't allowed a goal now against him in 118 minutes. No wonder he's got lots of confidence. And as I mentioned earlier in this game, the coaching staff were telling me beforehand, the team has just got such great confidence with him in the net.
Off the draw, working away there was Moscow, who managed to knife it on goal. Ahonen stopping that one.
But at the same time, Duba won't be back again because he's a 19-year-old.
Well, both the goalies 19-year-olds.
They've got 17 19-year-olds on this team. This is an old team.
Here comes Rita. Shoots, score! Jani Rita, as he has so often in this tournament, gets a critical goal for his team.
Well, the Finns will thank us, Paul. We jinxed him. Talking about Duba and how confident he is in the net, and all of a sudden that puck seemed to be almost fluttering. Jani Rita moved in. He got that wrist shot away, but it found its way right up into the top corner. Rita just had that head of steam up, and look at how many people he beat in order to get there. He lost the puck at one point in time, and he appeared to be out of a good scoring position. The angle wasn't great, but he was able to find a way.
Finns right back in. Paukkinen trying to pound it on goal. Lahtinen knocked it down. 50 seconds to go in the second period, and a big boost for the Finns. Jani Rita with his 8th goal of the tournament, an unassisted effort, and Finland within striking distance. Lusterno back to pick it up. 30 seconds left in the period. Halkinen clearing it back in. Tesla flipping it out towards center. Here's Mantila with it. Gets it up along the boards. They hit one of the linesmen. Rushing it back in. Vicek dropped it back. Shot was blocked. 5 seconds to go in the period. So they will head to the final period with a gold medal at stake, and the Czech Republic with a 1-goal lead against Finland.
Big effort there by the Finns, and sends them into the dressing room with some real momentum. Jani Rita scored that most important goal, but to finish things up in this period, Harri Tikkanen went down and blocked his shot. I think it hurt him as it hit his shoulder, but he was putting his face in front of the shot in order to keep it out.
2 goals scored in the second period. They traded them. Nidaros with the celebration of the tournament after he scored, and Jani Rita with a big one in the last couple of minutes of play. Should be a great third period with gold on the line.
Challenge you to a little one-on-one. Try Rayovac. If you don't think they're as good as the other guys, you get your money back. You can't lose. I like that.
Come on, United. Come on.
Football, eh? Reminds me of my days with United. Incredible. We won the cup back in 35, it was.
With a smarter search on your MSN.ca homepage, you'll find what you're looking for faster.
Topical then.
Usually on the first try.
I scored a hat-trick.
So which one are you doing, Grandad?
I was away when they took this, and I was fighting in Africa. Mosquitoes, malaria.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
I hate Team 4 today. Yeah, no kidding.
Number 16. You guys are late. You take number 5, you take number 8, all Since right? 1936, Esso has supported hockey. That's why we've created a unique program where you can donate your Esso Extra Points towards the purchase of new team sweaters. At Esso, we believe... Who wants this one?
At the intermission, brought to you by the Pentium 3 processor. Visit us today at intel.ca.
If you missed it earlier, Team Canada beat Sweden 2-1 in overtime with the bronze medal game. So Canada captures the bronze for the second year in a row and a medal for the last 3 years. And that's the only nation, Canada is, that can make that claim. And Team Canada's captain, Steve McCarthy, spoke with Paul Romanuk after the game.
Captain, you were as passionate as I've ever seen anybody wearing a Canadian uniform during this tournament. Where did all that passion and pride and heart come from? Can you try to tell us?
It's tough to describe. I think a lot of the credit should definitely go to my parents and my family and my brother. Just the way I was brought up and the attitude I bring towards the game is you take every shift as if your last, and I try to do that today.
Yeah, well, you look like it. If anything, at times you seem to be trying to do too much. Is that something that you were sort of trying to remind yourself not to do?
Absolutely. I definitely didn't want to put the team in jeopardy, but it's tough when the adrenaline's going, and you definitely want to win it. It's tough, but things worked out for Rafi scored a great goal, so everything worked out.
Brandon told me, Brandon Reed, your teammate, that this one feels even better than the one last year. Same for you?
It does. maybe take it a little bit for granted last year, but I definitely think we had the hockey team to win. We have a great bunch of guys, great character guys, great coaching staff. Stan and the coaching staff have done an unbelievable job, and we should be very proud of ourselves.
I was asking Brandon as well, and a couple of the guys. I know as part of the team building, you like to dedicate your effort to friends or family or loved ones. It makes it that much more special for you. Would you mind sharing that with us? Who did this effort get dedicated to?
I think anytime you play, you should dedicate to your family. Without them, I wouldn't be here. And unfortunately, I lost a very dear friend of mine a couple summers ago, Angelica Oral. She's always in the back of my mind. To her family, I wish them nothing but the best, and I'll always be thinking of them, and hopefully I'll see them in the new year.
Hey, well, if that effort was dedicated in part to her and her memory, then you have even more to be proud of. Thanks for your time. Congratulations, as fine a captain as we've seen with this team. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Steve McCarthy, the captain of this Canadian team. Quite an effort in a bronze medal game.
All right, thank you, Paul. And still to come, the gold medal to be decided. The Czechs with a 2-1 lead on the Finns after 2.
With the new Duramax diesel engine and an Allison automatic transmission, the 300-horsepower GMC Sierra Heavy Duty is the most powerful diesel pickup ever.
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
The all-new GMC Sierra Heavy Duty.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Well, this is it, Bill. The final stone for Al Gilchrist. He's 2 down at the 10.
Bill.
Packer, line 3.
Eddie.
Needs to put this one right on the button. Nice body extension. Good weight. There's the hit. And there's the roll. Now that, folks, that is a great shot. He rolled the center line brilliantly.
See how generous she is. This is Triple Chill Cake from McCain. The cake with the ice creamy taste. A big slice goes to her friend here. A big slice goes to her friend here. A big slice goes to her little brother. A big slice goes to her little brother. Triple Chill Cake from McCain. Have your cake, and ice creamy taste too.
Ready for impact! Castaway is the #1 movie in the country. Simply amazing. Tom Hanks. Hold on! In an extraordinary, riveting adventure, Castaway, directed by Robert Zemeckis, now playing.
The taste that goes down easy. Coors Light, call the Rockies.
If you'd like to learn more about Team Canada or the Canadian Hockey Association, go to the official website, canadianhockey.ca. You'll find player profiles, the history of the World Junior Tournament, and other major competitions, as well as Stan Butler's junior diary and a spot where you can send messages to the Canadian players. Well, right now our focus is on the Czech Republic and Finland. After 2 periods of the gold medal game, it's the Czechs up by a score of 2-1 after a sensational goal by Jani Rita, at least sensational as far as the Finns are concerned. For more on what we've seen, back to Moscow with Paul and Gary.
Edmonton Oilers fans, you should be very excited about the prospect of Jani Rita coming over and playing for your team. very exciting player to watch, and another big goal in this tournament.
The go-to man in Finland had to get going. They had to score a goal right from his own end. Look at Jani Rita go. He pulls the puck back. He's controlling it. Now watch right at the blue line here. He overskated. I mean, that puck's been bouncing, and players have had a difficult time controlling it, but he got it back. Now he's at a bad angle, but stop it right there, folks. That puck actually went off of Duba's glove, but look at how much room there was. After we talked about Duba squaring himself up against the shooter, how many minutes he'd played without giving up a goal, we jinxed the guy. He gave up that goal, which gave Finland the opportunity to get right back in it.
No, we didn't jinx the guy. You.
I jinxed
You
him,
put
folks.
the big whammy on. We'll see if Finland can turn it around in the third period, or rather keep it going and tie this one up. Back to you, Gord.
All right, thanks, guys. This is something that wouldn't have happened last year. The Czechs would not have surrendered a goal in any way, no matter if it went off the goalie's glove, because no one would have got within 50 feet of their own goaltender.
Maybe we should start criticizing the Czechs for not playing the way they did last year, because they've done the exact opposite game plan. Is it by design? You would have to think so. Same coach, same approach in the round robin. You almost wonder if the Czechs were trying to catch the Finns off balance, the Finns expecting to see this stifling neutral zone trap, and all the Czechs are throwing at them. Lots of forecheck, lots of pressure on the puck all over the ice, and Jani Rita is allowed to skate through the neutral zone on a solo dash, go down and score a goal that gets his team back into it. But no, I'm not going to criticize the Czechs for playing the way they're playing, because this is an entertaining hockey game, and if they should go on to win this, they will be full value for it. If they won the World Junior Championship playing the way they did last year's gold medal game, or the way they did in the semifinal against Sweden, I think they deserve a lot of criticism, even though they might win it.
All right, so a little more wide open than people might have thought, and the Finns can take advantage of that. We'll see if they're able to when the third period comes your way next.
Gatorade wants you to be a player. Go online and play Gatorade Game Day Hockey. Log on at GatoradeCanada.com. Pick your weekly games and your favorite players. Then sit back and cheer on your team. All entries are entered for a chance to win a Star Choice elliptical satellite dish and a receiver with 3 months platinum programming and free installation. Or weekly Gatorade prize packages. Be a player and get into the game with Gatorade Game Day Hockey. Brought to you by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the NHLPA.
8 years ago, we got a homicide. Same M.O., same victim profile.
He knows the killer is out there.
You could expect another incident.
He knows it will happen again.
You don't know what you are dealing with. This guy is real, and I know it.
Chrissy!
He knows he's the only one who can stop it. Jack Nicholson.
I made a promise.
In a Sean Penn film.
I intend to keep it.
The Pledge.
Starts Friday, January 19th.
Shoulder room, leg room, hip room, and plenty of headroom. The pleasure's back with the Chevrolet Impala.
Third period just underway. The teams start the period at even strength in this gold medal game at the 2001 World Junior Hockey Championship. Finland in blue and the Czech Republic in white, and the Czechs lead 2-1.
Well, we'll see whether the Finns can use that momentum and come out here early.
They scored a goal late in the second period. Jani Rita scored at 18:51. Koivu lurking out there in the slot, looking for a pass. It didn't come out to him that time.
Well, remember how the Finns got scoring opportunities in the first period. They really came out, they hustled, they used their speed, and they went to the net.
And also, Gary, you pointed out a couple of times their ability with the short passes coming through the neutral zone to try to beat that trapping defense of the Czechs.
And they're a good passing team.
Here comes Rita. Dekes around one man. Dishes out. Huuhtanen up along the boards. Going in. Puck loose in front. Ruutu back out. Tikkanen shoots. That stop. Rebound. Just backhanded wide. And a penalty coming up. And it will go against the Czech Republic. Finland with a chance on the power play. Here again is Gord Miller.
Thanks, Paul. The second period summary brought to you by Cheerios, one of Canada's favorite cereals for over 40 years. Nederoff scores the goal to make it 2-0 Czechs. Lights out, right? Not so fast. Jani Rita with an unassisted goal to pull the Finns within 1 through 2.
Thanks, Gord. Jan Vitis in the penalty box for tripping at 1:10. And no surprise, Ruutu and Rita out there for Finland on the power play. The other forward is the very talented Thomas Pillman, who's eligible for the upcoming draft. And here comes Tikkanen. Gets it up ahead for Ruutu. Burrowing along the boards. Gets in. Works it across. Tikkanen winds up. Shoots! Right on. And Duba down in the butterfly. Snatched it in.
Good effort on Ruutu's part. He ended up carrying that puck in. Needed to get in and get possession of it in the Czech zone. He took a check and still was able to keep the possession of the puck and then got it over to Tikkanen. Tikkanen let go with a good hard drive, but this time Duba was able to see the puck clearly.
Tikkanen again. Doesn't get quite as good a look, nor as good a shot. Tikkanen winding it up. Taps ahead to Ruutu. Want to back away from some pressure there from Irat. Shuda back after it. Gets it up along the boards. Pillman and Rita to Ruutu. 1 minute left in the power play for the Finns. Ruutu just looking for a hole in the defense. And tough to find those against the Czechs, so he just drills one, and that is tipped up into the netting above the glass, so we get another whistle.
Well, a good effort out there by Ruutu initially on that first shift. He's 5'11", 202 pounds. He had a tough time because in the Swiss game early in this tournament, he couldn't finish. He had a real difficult time, and then you might recall,
puck comes across, fired there by Matto wide of the net.
In that Swiss game, he had a penalty shot. Paul, you and I were here to watch it.
A terrible move. Shot, as I recall. Hämäläinen gets it back out to the blue line. Koivu trying to move in. Kind of fanned on that first attempt. He gets a second one here. Works it across. Kukunen trying to get loose. And the Czechs really willing to throw themselves down in front of those shots to block them, making it even more difficult for the Finns to get it on goal. 14 seconds to go in the power play for Finland. Ruutu gets it over. Puck fired there by Kukunen. Rebound at the side, they jam at it. And play whistle down. The referee lost sight of it. A premature celebration, wishful thinking by the Finns.
Well, the Finns were moving the puck around, but once again, and I hate to keep talking about this, but that puck was bouncing so much on them folks that they were having a difficult time getting a good accurate pass, and there's when you saw the arms went up, but there was no way that that puck was over the goal line.
Puck rolling back there towards Paukkinen, but it's cleared out. Penalized player back on.
We actually checked between games, and the pucks here have been frozen, so it's just the quality of the ice that have given teams difficulty in handling and shooting that puck.
Finland is 0 for 5 in the power play. Puck fired through there by Paukkinen. That deflected wide. Starting back, Lahtinen, and play whistle down. One of the linesmen calling it with a high stick. The referee did not. Let's take a look between the boards here in the third period, brought to you by Molson Canadian. It's a Canadian game. Czechs 0 for 5 on the power play. Pardon me, the Czechs 1 for 2. The Finns 0 for 5.
The Finns out hitting the Czechs, and that's because of their aggressive forecheck. They get in on top of that puck carrier very quickly.
Finns trying to get away. That was Havel who had quite a grip on him. Mantila saucers it up ahead for Huuhtanen.
Good effort on Mantila's part. He really fought to keep possession of that puck and was able to make a play.
He's played well. He's a smallish defenseman, not drafted yet. 5'9", 172. Penalty coming up. And this will be a holding call.
The Royal Bank Financial Group has developed the Toonie Toss fundraising program, a fun way to raise money for minor hockey. Toss a toonie from the stands. One nearest the target wins great prizes. Proceeds from the event go directly to your community hockey program. The Royal Bank, premier sponsor of the CHA.
Huuhtanen is back in the penalty box again. This will not help the Finns' cause with the Czechs controlling the puck.
Czechs 1 for 2 on the power play. Klesla, good wrist shot right on goal, and Ahonen will hang on to it.
When they've been on the power play, the Czechs have been able to move it around nicely. They don't really try to set up too fancy of a play down deep. They really have taken advantage of their points. And when you've got somebody like Klesla back there that has got the abilities to see the net and put the puck on net, and you've got some size and strength up front with good hands, it's a pretty smart move. Just keep it simple, the saying goes, and that's exactly what the Czechs have tried to do when they've had the power play.
Here's Klesla with it.
Czechs refused to dump it in there, even though the Finns were lined up with the blue line and the Czechs had no place to go with it.
Moskow moving in, shoots. Rebound controlled by Finland. Moskow able to get right into the top of the slot and get a pretty nice wrist shot on goal. Latny trying to work it around behind the goal, but it's cleared with 1:13 to go on the power play for the Czech Republic. Czech Republic leading 2-1. We've just passed the 5-minute mark of this third period in this gold medal game. Havel throwing it in. Civic after it, number 25, couldn't catch up. Havel and Civic both working along the boards. Latny there had it, but only momentarily. And this is Tikkanen. 45 seconds left in the power play. Pushkar moves it up ahead. Civic pierces the blue line. Working it up. Vibata was going to the front of the net with the play disintegrating there along the boards. Pushkar with it. Over for Vitsa. Here's Koivu. 10 seconds left in the power play for the Czech Republic. David Pushkar back to pick it up. Leaves it there for Nosek. Ruutu intercepting that at the line. Throws it up ahead. And the team back at even strength. Czech Republic 1 for 3 on the power play. Chuda trying to catch up with it. Pardon me, that's Moskow. He's pulled down there along the boards. Plekanec trying to hold off Ruutu. And it's finally covered up. We'll get a face-off down in Finnish territory. Played 6:41 of the third period.
Well, if you've just joined us, Canada won the bronze medal here earlier today. And looking back at 1990, that's when the Czechs won a bronze. And to tell you how difficult it is to win a medal in this tournament, that team had Reichel, Jagr, and Holik all on a line together. And what a line that was.
One of the best lines ever in the history of the World Junior Tournament. They combined for 50 scoring points in that tournament. 22 goals and 28 assists. Sainamo was looking for it. Here's Havel. Tight ropes along the line, tried to drop it off, but a late whistle and the offside call against the Czech Republic.
Just going back to that Robert Reichel, Jagr, Holik line as well, and Reichel, who is the Czech Republic's leading scorer in World Junior play. And he stands second overall to that of Peter Forsberg for the leading scorer in the World Junior Championships.
This is Koivu. Circling back and looking for a way through. Throws it up the middle. Hämäläinen couldn't knock it down. Koivu back to get it. Kuokkanen. Long pass. Hämäläinen never able to get anything going there after the long cross-ice pass. Coming up in the 8-minute mark of this third period. Brendel cuts in. Tried to center it across. Ahonen knocked it away. He's got it back. Brendel feathering it back to the blue line, and Sternal couldn't get to it in time. And now he fires it in. Ahonen taking that one right in the chest. No problem. Paukkinen starting back. Gathering speed down the wing. Paukkinen was hit just outside the blue line by Vittis. Seinämä gets it back to the line. Paukkinen shoots. That's knocked away. And play whistle down. The puck was gloved ahead back in the circle, so the referee calling it back.
Well, Klesla, who has been one of the best defensemen in this tournament, his ice time so far in this game, 20 minutes and 14 seconds, 21 shifts in total. A great shot from the point. He could have been joined by a couple of other Czech players, and every team is faced with that situation. Players he could have played, but Martin Havlat and Marian Gaborik could both have played for this Czech Republic team, too. Havlat with the Ottawa Senators, and Gaborik, of course, for the Minnesota Wild.
Well, with those two in the lineup, how much better would they have been? The answer would be considerably.
But then again, Canada and other teams could have said exactly the same thing about players who were not available to them. I shouldn't say every team, because I don't think Kazakhstan and Belarus fell into that department.
Here's Ruutu. Looking for a little bit of room. Tikkanen clears it up for Rita. Puukkonen and Ruutu with him as the puck is cleared in deep. Ruutu converging on it, trying to work his way around back of the net. Rita coming up there into the mix. He was interfered with there by Moskal as he cut across, and that creates enough room for Plekanec to come back. Plekanec lunging at that puck, trying to turn it over. Here's Mantila for the Finns. And he just taps it down into Czech territory, coming up on the halfway point of this third period, and it is 2-1. Czech Republic leading in this gold medal game. The Czechs trying to successfully defend their title from 1 year ago. The last time a team did that was Canada in Geneva when they won for the 5th year in a row at the World Juniors. Since then, it's been a different team every year. Puck comes back out. Wrist shot fired through there by Klesla that didn't make it through the traffic. Hämäläinen clearing it in. Here's Koivu. Puck works back. A good look here. Puck fired in there by Malmivara and stopped. That was a good look for Olli Malmivara from just inside the blue line, the Chicago Blackhawks draft pick.
Well, the Finns have got the right idea. If you're going to score, you better get some bodies in front of Duba, and that's exactly what they did this time. You can see all three Finnish forwards were congregating in front of Duba, trying to set up that screen for the shot to come from the point.
Vittis for the Czech Republic, clearing it up off the boards. Bahara with a shot. That's knocked down. Rabada working up there with Civic. And they scrum it up there along the boards. Irad after it, number 22. Rabada helping out. Rabada gets it up along the boards, but knocked down. Knocked out by Lappinen. Seinämä, number 19, up there after it for the Finns. But it is covered up there along the boards.
Another Canadian Hockey League player for the Czech Republic, Radim Vrbata, who has controlled the boards out there. He's played well. He leads Shawinigan in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League in scoring this year. He's got a very good shot at 6'1", 187 pounds. This guy has been an important member of this Czech Republic team. The coaching staff really thinks that he's another great asset to them as far as playing the team system. And they credit the Canadian junior hockey players who have really bought into that system.
Brendel breaking in, stops, looking for a little bit of help. He thought about Blatny, but he had been hauled down, so that option was taken away. Klesla up after it, tapped by him. Klesla pinched in from the right point and gets caught. Ruutu rushing back, and Usterno was back there to cover for his partner. Brendel steps in, shoots a rolling puck, sailing over top of the goal. Vitisk clearing it back in for the Czechs. Coming up on the 11.5-minute mark of this third period. The Czech Republic with a 2-1 lead. A goal in the first, another one in the second. Finland scoring their only goal in the second period. Koivu gets it up ahead. Seinämä looked for a bit of room, but back there to break it up was Michael Civic. Koivu dropped it down for Hämäläinen, and he fired it wide. He had Hämäläinen in front. Koivu trying to jam it along the boards. Hämäläinen to Hämäläinen. Shoots. That was blocked, and offside was called in any event.
For over 20 years, Air Canada has sponsored Canadian hockey, from World Championships to 5 regional midget events and the national final, the Air Canada Cup. Each year, Air Canada is pleased to present scholarships to the top players at these tournaments. Air Canada, premier sponsor of the CHA.
The Finns have been fighting hard in the offensive zone to try to spring a man loose. They have been really agile and trying to get into the open, but with the Czechs smothering them, and the Czechs too are very quick, and it's making it real difficult for the Finns to get much of an opportunity.
Puck cleared across. Rita after it, angling in, looking for some open ice. That's a guy who can create it. Created a little bit there, but not quite enough. Mantilla flips it in.
And he had to pay the price to try to get it.
That was a courageous play by Rita as he cut back into the slot. I'm sure he knew he was going to be absorbing a hit. Rita throwing it down in on goal. 7 minutes and 5 seconds to play in regulation time.
Czechs really support each other very well out there. One man tries to go it on his own and ends up then just using another man as a decoy. Then he drops the puck back to him, as they did in their breakout to the neutral zone.
Halkinen clears it out. And fired in by Lahtinen. Well, what's going to be very interesting will be in the next Olympics to see whether or not all of the Czech professional players buy into what is very clearly, both at the World Junior level and the World Championship level, Gary, where we've seen them successful, a very team-oriented game.
But that's exactly how they played in Nagano. I mean, they played a very defensive-minded team game. They had, of course, a great goaltender, but even a guy like Jágr bought into the system. And they came home with a goal because they bought into the system.
Hämäläinen hustling up hard after it. Almavera. Irak plays it back in.
Where they changed their game plan in today's game, unlike the other games they played in this tournament, is that they were much more aggressive than I thought early in the game, got the lead because of a power play, and then have started to smother Finland in this third.
Hämäläinen for Hämäläinen. Koivu is out in front. And not much room to work with. Stepping up after it is Tikkanen. Flips it out in front, and that is grabbed and smothered by Thomas Duba. Let's take a look at the game story to this point. Brought to you by Chevrolet, safe and fun hockey. Radislav Klasla with 1 power play goal. Niederost also with a goal. And Ahonen has only had to make 14 saves. Duba has been the busier of the 2 goalies.
On top of that, Ahonen got an assist on Rida's goal.
Plekanec, long shot, that was stopped. Tikkanen up to Rita, who gets it up to center. Huuhtanen is looking for Rita. And the puck tipped up out of play, so we get a whistle with just under 5 minutes to go.
And the Czech Republic now just really slowing things down here. They are making it so difficult for the Finns to be able to even carry that puck through the neutral zone, let alone move it quickly.
I don't know if anyone other than me was watching, but the clock ran off an extra 4 seconds after the whistle. Play should have been stopped at 15:08, and they ticked up another 4 seconds on the clock. And now they let it sit there just for a second or two, so that's interesting. Nobody in the Finnish bench would have picked up on that.
Never known you to be a clock watcher in all the days I've worked with you, Paul.
Just happened to be in my line of vision that time. Brendel flipping it in, and that is grabbed by Ahonen, and he will hang on to it.
Well, we're getting close to the end of this period. Will the Finns be able to tie it up and send it into overtime? Take a look at the last 3 World Juniors, and they all ended up going into overtime.
That's the last one that was not, was in 1997 in Geneva, where Canada defeated the United States in the final game. 2-0, backed by a spectacular performance from goaltender Marc Denis. In fact, there are those who will tell you that the U.S. was the better team in that final. Denis stole one for Canada. He sure was great. Usternal clears it up. Sanema taps it ahead. That's knocked back. But as a testament to the shifting balance of power at the World Junior Hockey Championship, since Canada dominated with the 5 in a row, puck knocked down, Kukkinen trying to get it on goal, there has been a different champion every year. That will change this year. Finland won it in '98, the first year after Canada did not defend its run of 5 in a row. And the Czechs won it last year, and that win for the Czech Republic last year was their first ever gold medal at the World Junior as the Czech Republic. And it was in a shootout. It was a yawner of a game. There was no scoring until the shootout, when things got a little exciting, and the Czechs were rewarded with success.
I remember Zdeněk Šmíd doing that dance, and he was taking all of his equipment off out on the ice.
And that medal for them last year, the gold medal, was the first medal for the Czech Republic at the tournament since 1993.
Well, when you think that they went from a 7th place finish the year before to win the gold last year, it was quite an accomplishment.
And meanwhile, Finland looking to pick up their 3rd gold medal at the World Junior Tournament. They actually won the dramatic one in Helsinki in 1998. with Nicholas Hagman scoring the winning goal against their arch rivals, the Swedes. That's one of the best junior hockey games I've ever seen.
And a loud building, jam-packed.
And their previous gold medal they were given credit for was 1987. That was the year of the famous Piestany punch-up between Canada and the Soviet Union. And the Finns backed into that one because Canada and the Soviet Union were both disqualified, and everybody got shifted up in the final standings. So Finland was awarded the gold.
Some memorable World Juniors.
Rita trying to penetrate. Up there to help out is Huuhtanen. Coming up on the 18-minute mark of this third period. Ruutu couldn't quite close the gap between himself and the puck.
Czechs just flipping that puck out of danger, out into the neutral zone, and go right back to their trapping style.
Under 2 minutes to go. Finland flooding up. Koivu with a spectacular chance. He was all alone in front of the net. There's a shot. That's stopped by Duba. They press in there. And Duba hangs onto it.
Oh, what a chance.
Oh, my goodness, what a chance for Koivu.
He'll have nightmares thinking of that opportunity if Finland don't come back and tie this game up. Oh, what an open net opportunity he had. Duba was slow getting back into the net, and look how much room there was.
He just missed the net completely. That wasn't stopped or deflected.
Duba was flat on his belly, and the whole net was left available.
Mikko Koivu will be thinking about that. So will Thomas Duba. He'll be thinking, I'm not going to go out and play the puck again in the last minute and 45 seconds. After it in the corner, Samalainen pressing. Knocked down at the line. Kukkonen clears it back in. And Duba's going to hang on to it.
Well, the Czechs are almost a little nonchalant right now, the way that they're playing defensively in their own end. Duba just put that puck, took the puck off of his skate, and then realized he was in big trouble. But what a glorious opportunity for Mikko Koivu, who is still talking to himself, shaking his head. He cannot believe it still. But now's the time he's got to shake it off, because he could well be the man that's put back into a situation where he can tie it up.
Well, I would think other than Koivu, they're going to be counting on Jani Rita, who's had a great tournament. He has 8 goals. Also, Tuomo Ruutu. Rita and Ruutu actually play on the same line together with Jokerit in Helsinki.
Well, Koivu's going right back out there, but he's got Rita and Ruutu out there with him. Go back and take a look at it one more time. You can see Duba knew he was in trouble, but didn't get back in there quickly enough. What a wide open opportunity for Mikko Koivu.
Finland with the empty net and the extra attacker out there. Pressing for the tying goal. The puck rolls by, and it's a foot race. Mantila trying to get back there and hold off his man, which he did successfully. That was Erat who was watching him. He's had a strong game for the Czechs. Hämäläinen up across center. And the Finns couldn't get it together coming in over the blue line. That is so tough, the way the Czechs line up, and you just have to look for a hole to get through and hope that everybody's on the same page and you don't go offside.
Well, at the same time, it's almost impossible when there's that many white sweaters lined up on the blue line to be able to find room to carry the puck in. And even the most skillful Finnish players here will have difficulty doing that with the ice conditions. And that's exactly what happened.
1:10 to go in regulation time. Puck slipped down towards an empty net. Up after it. This would clinch it. Erat couldn't do the job, though. Erat with a backhand shot. That was knocked away. An empty net for Finland and increasingly empty hopes. Mantila back after it. A pivotal rush here with 45 seconds to go. This could be it, in fact. Ruutu winding his way through the neutral zone. Back for Mantila. Works it in. Koivu racing up there after it. So is Lahtinen. Puck comes around the boards. Hämäläinen looking for some room, but it's poked out by Erat. No icing. 25 seconds left.
The Czechs are big. They're strong. They can control that puck. They're strong on the puck.
Mantila clearing it in. That was tipped and on goal. Duba didn't hold on to it. Seinämö trying to get it in front. 10 seconds to go. Finland pressing. They may get a face-off, and finally we do get a whistle with 6 seconds left, so there is hope yet for Finland. They will get a face-off in the offensive zone with the extra attacker and 6 seconds remaining.
Well, no doubt a timeout will be called right here, but they better call it quickly because, yeah, they did. Because Canada would well give them some advice that if you don't call it quickly and loudly, you might not get one in, as happened to Stan Butler in the late going of the Finnish game.
What's the diagram, Gary? Come on, you're the coach.
All he's doing here, Paul, is he's just showing you the lineup where he's got everyone up on the face-off except for one man back.
Oh, but it comes back to that great chance Mikko Koivu had. Wide open net, and tough luck for Mikko as he fired it wide. He's out there now, though. He's had a fine tournament for Finland. Puck comes back. Mantila gets the shot. Big crowd in front. They jab it wide. And the game is over. The Czech Republic, World Junior Hockey Champions for the second year in a row.
Finns played a strong game right from the drop of the puck here tonight. The Finns were very determined that they were going to be able to score against this very sound Czech Republic team. They did score, but only once.
They never won a gold medal at the tournament as Czechoslovakia, and they have now won back-to-back golds as the Czech Republic. And Finland, meanwhile, stung by bitter defeat right now. But they can look back with pride on their effort here. A silver medal, the first silver medal for them since 1984, and their second medal in the last 3 years.
And Mikko Koivu will think back to that open net opportunity many times, I'm sure, over his career. But there will be many more great opportunities for Mikko Koivu to capitalize on because he has a bright future.
Well, he could play in this tournament potentially for 2 more years.
The celebration continues for the Czechs.
In the new venture, the third row seat can be stored in the floor. Travel peacefully in a well-thought-out maxi space. The Chevrolet Venture. Tried, tested, and true.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Players of the game brought to you by the Esquire Watch Company. Every second counts. Jani Rita capping off a great tournament with a strong effort, picking up a goal for Finland, their only goal. And Zdeněk Blatný, who plays for the Kootenay Ice in the Western Hockey League, the player of the game for the Czech Republic. As they celebrate their second gold medal in a row at this tournament. And I'll go on the record as saying this one was won in much more impressive and entertaining fashion than their gold medal 1 year ago.
Well, they're a proud team, and they're a proud country right now, and they believe in their depth and their talent, and I think that may have had a lot to do also, Paul, with the style of game that they played today. I think so many people have been complaining about their style that they probably decided that they were going to use their skill, their speed, and their size and strength today to show that they can play any type of game, and that they did. They got the lead, and then they shut the Finns down.
Without question, the dominant world hockey power as we speak. The Czech Republic, back-to-back titles at the World Junior Hockey Championships, champions at the world hockey level, and the last team, the last nation to win Olympic gold.
And again, I think it's so impressive because they only had 3 players who played in their gold medal winning team last year. Last year, when they won the gold medal, they only had 2 players who were returning from their previous year. So they have shown that they have depth within their organization. As their general manager said, we have to have depth because so many of our players are going to other countries to play.
They will go for their 3rd Senior World Hockey Championship this year in Germany, their 3rd in a row. And next year, they will be 2-time defending champions and hosting this tournament in Pardubice in the Czech Republic. That's located about an hour outside of Prague, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And they will ride in a crest of success.
I'll be anxious to see that tournament next year, Paul, for this reason, is that I think the Czech Republic fans are really going to get behind that. They've learned very well what the World Junior is all about, and nothing gets fans more excited than winning. And now that they have become such a dominant nation in international competition, I expect that they will have a very big following at that tournament.
I hope so.
Year.
The last time that a tournament was held in the Czech Republic was 1994. It was in Ostrava, and it was well attended, as I recall. It wasn't packed every game as you see in some countries like Finland or Canada, but it was very well attended, certainly better than this tournament here in Moscow. So I'm looking forward to it already. A great tradition started by the Edmonton Oilers many years ago now. The impromptu but nicest team photo, the one on the ice, the unofficial one.
Children are small. It's not an option. So we designed a safety belt with kids in mind. Malibu from Chevrolet. Designed with a child safety belt comfort guide. Think about it. Malibu did. In this country, salt is not an option. So we protect our car with a galvanized steel body and a 6-coat paint process. Malibu from Chevrolet. Rust protection standard. Think about it. Malibu did.
There are differing opinions on what exactly it means to be Canadian. But the classic definition is as follows. To be Canadian, you must be clean, cold, and crisp.
We'd love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know value is about more than just great prices. It's also about great food and having a great time. Hey, anything for a smile.
Now there's even more McValue with our McChicken. A delicious sandwich with lettuce and mayo, made hot, fresh, right to order. And now McChicken is just $1.49 plus tax, and that's every single day.
We love to see you smile.
McChicken, just $1.49 every day.
Batteries.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries, they blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with Rayovac. They last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
How about a little one-on-one?
Rayovac lasts as long as standard Duracell and Energizer for less.
I challenge you to a little one-on-one. Try Rayovac. If you don't think they're as good as the other guys, you get your money back. You can't lose. I like that.
good to the last drop.
The third period summary brought to you by Chevrolet Safe and Fun Hockey. No scoring in the third period, although Mikko Koivu of Finland came awfully close there in the dying seconds. Finland outshoots the Czech Republic 25-18, but the Czechs win it by a final score of 2-1. Now, the Czech victory and the Czech dominance in the world of hockey are remarkable, but consider this. Take the Czech Olympic team, for example, in 1998, and then add Zygmunt Palffy, Josef Stumpel, and Peter Bondra. Those are Slovaks. Remember, the Czechs and Slovaks split in the early 90s. So you add those guys who were born Czech, but they are now known as Slovaks, then they become a superpower.
Not to mention Marian Hossa and many, many others. And absolutely, when you look at things, the breakup of Czechoslovakia, the same as the breakup of the Soviet Union, there were a whole host of economic issues that those countries had to go through. So when you look at what the Czech Republic has accomplished in hockey, with a smaller pool of talent in Canada, a lot of economic issues in terms of the number of covered arenas, the equipment that's available to them, and a whole host of other factors, it's absolutely remarkable that the Czechs do as good a job as they do. And I think one of the big things, and first off, full credit to the Czechs for this victory today. I was one of many voices going into this game that voiced a lot of trepidation about how the Czechs might win today. And, you know, maybe there's the old saying, it doesn't matter, you know, whether you win or lose or how you play the game. It really was, last year, an abomination the way the championship game was played. It wasn't even a hockey game. This was a hockey game, and the Czechs played it extremely well. No one has ever taken issue with the skill level of the Czech Republic players, or anybody else for that matter. But the tactics they employed were almost what I call non-hockey. No aggression, completely passive, and just staking out a 1-0 lead or playing for a shootout victory. Today's game was a good hockey game, and the Czechs were full value for it, and it's remarkable what they've accomplished as a nation in hockey.
All right, and so the Czechs are now really reigning no matter what you look at. With the exception of women's hockey, the Czechs have won pretty much everything on the table. All right, the medals are being handed out, and now let's take you back to Moscow with Paul Romanek and Gary Green.
Well, they're presenting the medals here. Finland first, silver medalists. And the Czechs busy celebrating on the other side of the ice, giving out various pieces of hardware. And they'll do something new this year, the gold and the silver at the same time.
Well, they certainly have kept this tournament going right from the very first game when they kind of surprised us by the quickness of face-offs, the quickness of the games, which averaged about 2 hours and 5 minutes throughout this tournament. And they found a way to speed up the medal presentation as well, Paul, so it should be no surprise.
I think next year they're just going to throw them all on the ice and everybody can scramble after them. It is personality and not nationality. And whether you're Canadian, or Czech, or Finn, it's always joyous to see young people like this living out a dream come true by having a championship medal hung around their neck.
It's also great to see the type of emotion and celebration that the winning team goes through. And for the Czech Republic, they definitely have shown tremendous emotion in their games and in this tournament. But tonight, when they won the gold again, they were huddled very quickly doing their dance, as they do when they get into a big circle and around and round they go. It is the way that they celebrate. And for the coach, Jaroslav Holík, I wonder whether he'll be back again next year. I would expect so. This is his second goal. And again, no stranger to international competition, as we had mentioned earlier in the hockey game. One of the all-time great Czech players, competing in 7 World Championships, winning a gold in the World Championships and a silver in the Olympics, and now he has 2 gold medals in the World Juniors to go along with that.
Well, something we'll talk about for years, Gary, is the tremendous run of success that Canada's program of excellence enjoyed during the 90s, highlighted by the 5 gold medals in a row. And after watching the Czechs come to 2 tournaments and dominate, I wonder if they're starting a very impressive run. Here's the anthem.
Well, for 8 of these Czech Republic players, they will take those gold medals back to Canada, to their Canadian Hockey League teams, and probably, no doubt, do some good old-fashioned hockey ribbing to their teammates.
Before the medals make it there, they will tour the town tonight in Moscow, no doubt. We'll return to Moscow in a moment.
Having to pass trucks on the highway is not an option. So why would a V6 engine be one? Malibu from Chevrolet. Powerful V6 engine standard. Think about it. Malibu did. People have stuff. It's not an option. So we built a car with an enormous trunk and extra interior space. Malibu from Chevrolet. Designed for people and their stuff. Think about it. Malibu did.
Where you going? Where you going? Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, gotcha. Now, this is how the glove do it. Give my ball back. Well, then take your ball in. Yeah, the glove. Did you see it? Me, mostly me. This is my domain. The glove. Hey, hold on, man. You ain't gonna be disrespecting me like that. When I ain't looking, huh? Oh, boy, that's something else.
Pizza? Dude, we're gonna be late. Relax. Down there. Gets soggy, man. Trust me. Uh-huh. No way. Yes way. All right, we'll see.
Microwave pizza, new from McCain, with a special microwave disc. Real crispy, real fast.
Okay, so it worked. Don't act like you invented it.
Come on. Football, eh? Reminds me of my days with United. Incredible. We won the cup back in 35, it was.
With a smarter search on your MSN.ca homepage, you'll find what you're looking for faster.
Top of the end.
Usually on the first try.
Oh, scored a hat-trick.
So which one are you doing, Grandad?
I was away when they took this, and I was fighting in Africa. Mosquitoes, malaria.
The taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Call the Rockies.
Time now for the TSN Turning Point, and for that, we'll take you back to the second period. The Czechs leading it by a score of 1-0 when Václav Nadarost taps in the puck at the side of the net and then goes for the 200-foot victory skate. Nadarost's goal turns out to be the winner in the Czech Republic's 2-1 win over the Finns in the gold medal game. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of Canadian coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN. Well, when you rule the hockey world, you can celebrate any way you please. Don't ask. Those wacky Czech kids. So the Czechs, as we said, rule junior hockey, senior hockey, Olympic hockey, table hockey, floor hockey. We're not sure about those yet. Here are the final standings, by the way, for this World Junior Hockey Championship. We can tell you how they went from 1 to 10. The Czech Republic finishes first. Finland takes the silver. Canada wins the bronze. That means that Canada has now won a medal in the last 3 tournaments, the only nation that can say that. Sweden finishes out of the medals. In fact, Sweden hasn't won one since 1996. The United States beat Switzerland in the 5th place game to take that spot. The Russians beat Slovakia in a shootout in the 7th place game to capture the number 7 spot. Still a bitter disappointment for the host team. Belarus and Kazakhstan played a 2-game total goal relegation series, which is the very definition of cruelty in the World Junior. Belarus beat Kazakhstan, so Kazakhstan will go back down to the B pool, and the winner...
France comes up.
Yeah, the French come up, that's right, very good. And so they will take part in the World Junior next year in the Czech Republic. And how about that? The Czechs go for 3 in a row on home ice next year.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, and part of beach just outside Prague. But we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about the team that won the silver medal, although I'm sure they feel like losers right now, because you do lose that silver playing in a game that you don't win. But the Finns had an outstanding tournament, and obviously Canadians know that all too well. The decisive semifinal game, Finland wins it 5-2 over Canada. And the one advantage that the Finns have over some of the teams in this tournament is what Gary and Paul alluded to, and that is a smaller pool of talent, which the Finns have, sometimes works to your advantage if you can mold it together as a team. And the Finns, as a group, have played together more games as a national team dating back to when they were 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, all the way up. That same basic group of kids has played 35 to 50 games together by the time they hit the World Junior Championship. And you could see that cohesion in the game against Canada. You could certainly see it again today, where the difference in the game was a glove-down finish, the puck knocked down by a Finnish defenseman, goes to Niederost. He puts it in to make it 2-0. The Finns come back to make it 2-1, and then Saku Koivu's younger, bigger brother, Mikko, misses a glorious empty net opportunity that would have tied the game in the dying minutes. So a terrific gold medal game, which we couldn't say a year ago when it was really a snore fest going into a shootout between the Czechs and the Russians.
Worth pointing out, too, the Czechs go undefeated in the tournament. In fact, they go 7-0 in this World Junior Hockey Championship, which means they're the first team to do that, to run the table since Canada did it in 1996 in Boston. And we should also mention, too, that it's worth pointing out that Rastislav Klesla, the first-round pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, was terrific in this tournament. And Doug McLean and the Blue Jackets will be very excited to see how he does with the Brampton Battalion of the OHL in the second half of the year. The Czechs take the gold.
The World Junior Hockey Championship, brought to you by the Royal Bank Financial Group, by Nike, by Esso, a proud sponsor of the Canadian Hockey Association and hockey throughout Canada, and by Air Canada.
Still got them?
Yep.
The 2001 Cavalier Coupe has 15-inch wheels, a 5-speed Catrag transmission, and is the only car in its class with standard anti-lock brakes.
You still got them?
The Cavalier Coupe, with more standard features than ever, and a 5-year powertrain warranty. Just $195 a month or 0.9% financing.
Make every day good to the last drop.
took me so highly. You make me feel like a strong man, but now you're looking me over. 'Cause I'm a man and you know how to watch.
Look with moderation. Tissot, hypnotic suggestion.
I hate Team 4 today. Yeah, no kidding.
You guys are late. You take number 5, you take number 8, all
Since
right?
1936, Esso has supported hockey. That's why we've created a unique program where you can donate your Esso Extra points towards the purchase of new team sweaters. At Esso, we believe
Who wants this one?
there's no such thing as an unassisted goal.
The World Junior Hockey Championship, brought to you in part by Chevrolet, safe and fun hockey. By Molson Canadian, it's a Canadian game. And by Microsoft eSolutions, where you get your ideas is your business. Where you get solutions is ours.
This year's World Junior, very much like last year's, from a Canadian perspective and from a Czech perspective. The Czechs take gold, Canada takes the bronze. Last year was the Russians with the silver. This year it is the Finns. I was talking yesterday, Bob, with Ken Hitchcock, the coach of the Dallas Stars, who was once an assistant for Canada in this tournament, about what might happen after this. And Ken, who will be an assistant coach for Canada at the Olympics, was talking about trying to find the edge. It used to be our edge was physical play. Then it was our goaltending. Now they're looking for another edge.
That's right. You go back and you did have that physical play, or a guy stepping up and doing something heroic at a crucial time of the game, then the goaltending. And then it was probably the program of excellence, Canada putting together better teams than anybody in the middle of the 1990s, being able to assemble a group of kids quickly, put them together, hothouse them, boom, go out and win a championship. Obviously, the Czechs have the edge right now, whether it's their skill development, whether it's their tactical play, whatever the case may be. Everybody else in the world is going to turn around now and look at the Czechs having won the Olympics. They're going to look at back-to-back World Championships, and they're going to look at back-to-back World Junior Championships. And they will try to break that down and find out what is that edge that the Czechs have right now, and how can somebody else get it. And certainly that is something I'm sure Canadian hockey will be looking at as Canada tries to get back its edge after 2 consecutive bronze medal finishes.
All right, now the next stop for the World Junior Hockey Championship is Pardubice in the Czech Republic next year, which just happens to be the hometown of a gentleman by the name of Hasek, who's not bad in his own right. We'll be seeing him in future Olympics as well, I wouldn't doubt. For all of us at TSN, I'm Gord Miller. For Bob McKenzie, thanks for watching the World Junior Hockey Championship.
Puck comes across, Lundmark in front, Cavallari scores, what a shot! Works that puck loose, Reed centers it in front, scores, Heatley! He drew a penalty, Lundmark shoots, scores! Spezza waiting, looking, centering, scores! Here comes Kovalchuk, look at this! Oh, what a stop by Willett! This could be trouble! Chastain gets it across. Oh, Willett was there with a save. Denisov takes the pass, drills a shot, rebound. Willett with a great save, and I mean great, on Chastain, who was right at his doorstep. Here's Jackman, works it up ahead. Boyd shoots, in front, scores. Steve McCarthy for Canada. This is Heatley. Here's Lundmark, right in, scores. Wilmeister with a shot, rebound in front, Spezza scores! Here comes Reed, moving in, Ops in front, there's the pass, there's the goal! Two-on-one, Nowak, big move, dropped it up, oh, right there, Maxime Willett with a goal for Heatley. Centers it in front, scores! Lundmark, right there, Canada takes the lead. All set up, battling away with Jaspers. Morissette gets it in front, scores! McKenzie! McKenzie jumping up there after it for Canada.